Hello, and welcome to the Sunday League Pundit Show, episode 70. We've been doing this far too long, boys.
Yeah,
does seem that way.
Yeah. This week, as you've heard, you have myself, Stretch, my very good friend off camera, Tin Ribs. How are you?
I'm good. Very good.
I'm a very good friend on camera, Jim Jam. How are you?
Okay.
Good. Right. Do we have a Jim Jam? Is that man? Start.
Yeah. So, Mo Salah's done something that hasn't been done since 2018 it was. So he has scored 15 goals and 15 assists, which has only been done by 5 players in total. The last one to do it was Eden Hazard before him. Who are the other 3?
Henry.
Yep. So that's the Arsenal one. This may link as to why it's interesting as well.
I'm going to hazard a guess and say Rooney.
Nope.
Ronaldo.
Since when has he played for one of our clubs?
Oh, one of our clubs.
That's why I said why it's one of them.
I missed that bit as well.
Yeah, I didn't actually say our clubs. Letitia is the other.
They'll be yours. So now for yours, who's going to
He
score?
actually played for 2 clubs in the season that he did it, but he did start at
Can
Leeds.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the
So
one.
he was the first one to get the 15 goals and 15 assists, and then obviously it was Letitia, then Henry, then Hazard, and now Mo Salah's done it. But only 5 players have managed to achieve
Yeah,
that.
I'm fucking thrilled that's been done by a Liverpool player.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we should play music. Hello, and welcome to episode 70 of the Sunday League Pundit Show. And as we normally do in part 1, we're going to go into the week's events.
Yeah.
What have we got to say?
Well, it starts with Leeds on Monday.
Night.
I was half expecting him to burst into Linkin Park then.
Yeah.
So, Monday night.
He was bitching and moaning for quite a lot of the evening.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Talk us through it.
Fucking referee was this great.
It's your game that, by the way, I'd like to point out they won. For anyone that doesn't know, spoiler alert, Leeds won it, and he's still bitching about it.
Yeah, but at the time we weren't.
No, they were losing.
We were losing, and the referee just missed or did not give a shit about clear and blatant things. For example, rugby tackling players in the area. The player isn't looking at the ball. The player's not looking at anything other than Tanaka. And as he's run past him to try and get onto the cross, he's just rugby tackled him to the ground. And
I haven't seen it, I'll be honest. I haven't seen the highlights, although I could, because FotMob comes up with highlights, doesn't it? So there's nothing stopping me having seen it, but I haven't seen it.
No, he was just... There was silly things like 2 identical fouls, 1 on each side, 1 given, 1 not. I'm sure if I remember correctly, there was a blatant handball, just carried on. And it just seemed that no matter... There was a clear deflection out for a corner, goal kick given. He just did not want... It was like they were desperately going against us. It was very frustrating. Meslier pissed me off once again, because rather than leading with his hand, he did that stupid shit with his foot, where he just sort of sits his arse down and sticks his leg out. They scored again from that. Really starting to lose my shit with him on doing that one. And it's like I say, he did it in the final. Armstrong's first one, he stuck his leg out, goes in the bottom corner. Second time, he leads with his hand in. Wow, he fucking saved it. It's like he should have done that the first fucking time. And he did it again.
I'll be honest, it's
some
a
goalkeepers never learn. I always found that, like, Calvin Davis was such a good goalkeeper for us, but he was a liability at the front post. Like, he'd always get beaten at the front post. I'm like, how are you not closing down the front post? Why don't you learn? And it's like, I think it's McCarthy. He's got a terrible habit of when he's saving a shot, he parries it out into danger. I'm like, you see goalkeepers, and when they parry shot out, they put it out for like a corner or anything like that. But for some reason, when he does it, it always goes back into the middle, and I'm just like, for God's sake, just push it away.
There's keepers like that, though, isn't there? Because when we had Jens Lehmann, the German used to come out and he'd just go, charge! And then he'd go out and then get sent off like he did in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Absolute melt.
But you find that goalkeepers all do the same things week in, week out. I mean,
they've all
obviously,
got a mental side. Like Grobler, great goalkeeper, but he didn't have to lose his mind occasionally.
Yeah, very eccentric.
Yeah, he just.
Just going back to Lehmann though, did you see the interview with David Seaman the other day, where he basically turned around and said Almunia and Lehmann hated each other that much they wouldn't even warm each other up. They just wouldn't talk to each other at all.
That's interesting.
I've not heard that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Actually,
And
I've not
they
heard
just, I mean, we have that whole thing about keepers union. You all support each other, you push each other, you drive each other. Apparently, those two just hated each other.
You do. I mean, you're gonna have times where you come across somebody that you just don't like.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for it.
And
you
apparently,
just don't like
Lehmann, when obviously Lehmann got put on the bench and Almunia had been pushed forward, apparently every time Almunia did something that was like vaguely questionable or a mistake, Lehmann's there slagging him off on the bench.
Have you not heard the story about how they signed Igor Stefanovs?
No.
It's one that Ray Parlour tells. It's fucking hilarious. Because they were trying to wind up Martin Keown.
Yeah.
Because Martin Keown was on the bench for Stepanovs. So Ray Parlour and Dennis Bergkamp had a bet on as to who could wind Keown up the most. But they were doing it during a game. So all Wenger could hear is Ray Parlour and Dennis Bergkamp stood behind. Like, Parlour was going, mate, honestly, if Stepanovs did like a half a yard pass, we'd go, fucking look at that. That was amazing. Look, how good was that? He looks calm and collected. He looks brilliant.
Yeah.
So by the end of the first half, I couldn't wind Keown up. He said, so second half was Bergkamp's. Of course, when you've got Bergkamp there, go, look at that pass that Stepanov. He said it was about 2 yards. He said Bergkamp stood up and applauded it and went, oh my God, that was wonderful. Keown stood up and went, that was shit, that was what you doing. He went, so I lost the bet. But because Wenger was listening, Wenger signed him on a 4-year contract.
Didn't realise taking a piss. Wow.
He's got some great stories, Ray Parlour has about.
Yeah, I do enjoy listening to him.
About back in the day.
And Alan Brazil has some funny stories as well. I do enjoy that in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, I love listening to TalkSport anyway. It's when they go into the one for me is I really, really like listening to Simon Jordan.
Yeah.
But I find Jim White irritating as fuck.
Yeah, but
because he always plays devil's advocate, but irritatingly so.
Yeah.
Like, he fights for something that you know he doesn't believe in.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just put the point across.
But that's the whole point.
But don't fight for it.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of the show. It's to have that debate.
Yeah, but then it becomes annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, put the point across. Go, well, what about this? But don't fight for it when we clearly know that you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because it just makes it sound a bit stupid. But yeah, the morning shows and that one, as long as Gabby Agbomblehore's not on. Because he's absolutely clear. I quite like Troy Deeney, you know.
Yeah. I like Troy Deeney.
I really like listening to Troy Deeney and what he's got to say, because I think he's very, very level-headed. And all this stuff about Arsenal fans hating him because he said they got no cojones. We fucking didn't at the time. Our team had got no balls whatsoever.
I think sometimes people just don't like to hear the truth.
I quite like the fact that he called them out.
Like, he's slating Southampton good and proper at the moment. I'm like, you're not wrong. I don't hate him because he's saying it.
It's when he come out at the time and he said Arsenal have got no cojones. I'm like, he's got a point.
Yeah.
He's really got a point, because we are ridiculous. He's come away a bit.
Yeah, just touch. Only a touch.
Bit loud. Sorry, I'm getting excited.
Mine again. Yeah, so I really like listening to Troy Deeney. I think he's quite level-headed. I enjoy listening to what he's got to say. I quite like his reviews on games and his opinions on teams and players and what have you. So yeah, I quite like him. Gabby Agbomblohore I find abhorrent, but
to be fair, he scored probably one of my favourite goals I've ever seen. Yeah, I love watching that goal and stuff.
That goal?
I know.
I don't care about.
I wish it was my team to score that one. But
it was amazing, wasn't it?
But it's also the commentator that I can't remember who was commented. Probably Martin Tyler. But
I can't remember who the commentator was actually.
But because of the way he did it, it makes it. It's like the whole Aguero.
We've got the Aguero, and then you've got the Michael Thomas. It's up for grabs now, and then you've got the World Cup. I think it's all over.
Are we including Gary Neville's unbelievable for the Torres? Yeah.
When Torres got, that, Jesus Christ, I don't know what bitten him at the time, but it sounded painful. Must have been some sort of poisonous snake.
Yeah. You do remember some goals. You just remember like Anthony Martial's first goal because it was like pretty much identical to like one of Henry's goals, but never got excited for his goal. But
didn't somebody comment at the time this is going to be the next Henry? And I'm looking at the time thinking, no, I'm not sure it is.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to have to go some to be the next Henry. Like, I mean, I know I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm like biased, but yeah, it's going to take some doing. That is. Anyway, you won 2-1.
Yes.
You did nothing but bitch.
Yes.
And if you look at the table, Leeds have now played the same as Sheffield United in second. You're 2 points clear now.
That's because we play Sheffield United tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the game tomorrow.
That's why I was saying.
I'm actually going to stay up and watch that.
That's why I was saying, if we win that, we have beat or played every team around us at this point.
Okay.
We beat Sunderland. We drew with Burnley. Again, in a really fucking dismal game.
I know you love Burnley.
Yeah.
I think you like the play style the most.
Oh yeah, I wish I was a Burnley fan.
They actually managed to win 4-0.
You know,
they
I
scored
looked at that,
4
I
goals.
wondered
You know what?
about
They
that
probably
when I
had
saw
a
it.
bunch of fans go and buy belts and then thought, we need to play a different style now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
If I was a Burnley fan, I'd have fucking bought a belt by now.
I'm clipping that bit so he gets the shit this week because I got fucking nothing but shit last week just for saying I don't like Liverpool. Like fucking hell.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, if you're going to play dull, boring
Just because
football,
Scousers can't take fucking honesty.
So Champions League happened as well.
Yeah, it did. So
some results surprised me, especially Feyenoord went through against Milan.
I will just sorry to interject. I will say at this point it really throws me when I look at your screen. You know
why?
Because I'm used to FOTMOB looking like that. Because I have it on dark all the time, and I can't get to grips with it being so fucking bright every time I look at your screen. It's like you're trying to beacon a fucking plane out of the sky. I don't know.
It's
if you
all
do with
right.
it being so bright. It's crazy.
I don't even know. I'll change it. Atlanta got knocked out. Club Brugge. Well done to them.
3-1 on the night. Atlanta had a player sent off.
And Celtic nearly took the game to extra time.
Munich playing at. Seriously, they've made Celtic look like fucking fillet steak.
Yeah.
And
last kick of a game, though. I do feel bad for Celtic. Last kick of a game and...
Why?
Because it would have been nice to see the Germans go out to a Scottish side. Had it not been a German side, I'd have been all for them getting hammered.
No, because
but for Scotland to beat Germany would have been amazing.
But you've got to remember, at the moment, Munich are one of the best teams in Europe. If Celtic had knocked them out, Jesus Christ, we'd never hear the end of it. We should be Premier League. We'd be top of the Premier League. No.
Put them in the Premier League. I'm happy Arsenal getting another 6 points. They're only going to be in there 12 months, and then they'll be gone anyway. So it makes no fucking difference one way or the other, does it? Put them in there. I don't care. Put Rangers in there as well. They're both just going to be getting there and get absolutely annihilated. But anyway, yeah.
Benfica knocked out Monaco.
That was 3-3 on the night.
It was.
They'd got the 1-0, hadn't they, from the first leg.
So we go on to the next day.
You didn't mention Milan and Feyenoord.
That was the first one I literally mentioned.
The first thing you said.
I didn't hear him. I must have been talking when he mentioned that one. Then.
Yeah.
No surprise.
Dortmund knocked out
Wednesday.
Sporting. We'll move on. PSV won in extra time against Juventus.
PSV did.
Yeah, I've skipped the last one.
That one.
I'm going back to that one in a minute. Okay. So, unfortunately, the team that we all love, the Nice Breasts, are out.
Why?
They got beat.
Why?
They got spanked all over.
I think
the breasts got spanked. Like, seriously? Are we doing this?
Yeah.
Is this a thing now?
I think we're milking this one.
I'm going to...
Yeah, so PSG 7, Breast 0.
Yeah, anyway, PSV 3, Juventus 1.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought Juventus were going to do better than that.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't think they'd get spanked like that. Real Madrid's 3, City 1. Really enjoyed that.
And the important one.
Aston Villa 2.
No. Real Madrid 3, Man City 1.
He just said, what?
Did you? I'm not listening.
What is with you two?
I droned out. Sorry.
Fucking, I knew
Let's
I
start
was boring,
again.
but
Let's
holy
start again.
shit. Right, let's start again.
again.
And Real Madrid beat Man City 3-1, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, so Real Madrid beat.
And now we go to the important one. Aston Villa 2, Liverpool 2. Fuck,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is. People listening to this are going to be like, I'm done.
I'm done.
Your
Yeah.
3 listeners that you've got are going.
Yeah.
I am, by the way, I would like to point out at this part of the podcast that we haven't had an audio only for a little while because RSS have been horrific, and I still haven't managed to find one that's right for us because I can't be limited on what I'm uploading because sometimes we have podcasts that are an hour long, which is fine. I can upload them on any.
Yeah.
But sometimes if we go to like an hour and 40, an hour and 45 minutes, we're dead limited onto the ones that will allow us to upload that much. And I think RSS have got to a point where they've cut it down, which is why now I can't upload to them. I think the ones that we've recorded are too long. So I would either have to put them up in 2 halves, which would be annoying for everybody concerned, or find somewhere else where I can put them on as a whole. So I am still looking for another podcast hosting site, and hopefully we'll get to that as soon as we can.
Yeah.
But anyway, Liverpool drew, and that made me laugh, although they have played today. And City ship. So let's go to Thursday.
Yeah.
No, let's not, because that was the shit
boring.
nobody cares about. Friday, Premier League, Leicester versus Brentford.
Yeah.
That was a fucking walk in the park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Leicester are absolutely dire.
Are they that good?
Well, they're better than Southampton.
Wow.
Everybody is.
Wow. I mean, it's probably true, but
sorry.
So
I forgot.
kicking him
I
in
forgot.
the dick like that.
We're not allowed. Facts aren't as important as feelings these days. Jim Jam, Leicester are not as good as Southampton.
Do you need a cookie?
No.
Okay.
We don't mention cookies.
Do you need a safe space?
Don't mention cookies. Yeah. Oh, we'll go into that at another point, eh? Fucking hell. Yeah, he's right. Don't mention cookies.
Don't mention
Would you like a
cookies.
biscuit?
No.
Okay.
I
feel like I've taken care of his mental health now.
Yeah.
We can't take a piss, but that is a serious subject. So,
as we said, Burnley actually beat someone 4-0. I mean, the fact that it took them 43 minutes to score the first one, and it was only Sheffield Wednesday, not so sure that's a great thing.
Yeah, but they pretty much scored every shot that they had.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, I just put on the image, so literally,
have 4 shots.
so they were boring.
Oh my god! Yeah, I'm sorry.
They're still boring.
I would not be surprised if the Burnley
every shot on target went in.
Is like constantly on fucking.
Yeah.
On like.
They had 7 shots, 3 off target and 4 on target. So every shot.
I mean that is prolific. But still, it's how boring is your team?
To be fair though, if they could do that more often, they'd probably be challenging you guys.
I mean,
yeah, but we are talking about a team that when we went there, parked the bus and put all 11 men in the box for 90 minutes at home. That is the kind of team they are. They are so fucking boring.
I'll be honest, I have started a Burnley game, but I haven't made it to the end of any yet.
No.
I've watched Leeds a couple of times. Well, I say a couple, probably about 10 times this season. I haven't watched them all, but I've watched about 10 games.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyed them. They are quite entertaining. As much as I don't want to admit it because he's here, but Leeds are quite entertaining this season.
Yeah, because he plays
some of the players that you've got
football.
are really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely think you've got certain players in that team that are Premier League level.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't think we need much to strengthen to be survivable.
I'm gutted you've lost Gray. I've said it many, many times, even on the podcast, that I'm a massive fan of Gray, and I think Spurs will ruin him. I'm gutted you've lost him, because I do think he'd have been better off staying at Leeds and going into the Premier League with Leeds next season. But that's not going to happen. What happens, happens. But yeah, I've tried to watch Burnley. Yeah. Fucking hell. You're right. I know I take the piss when you're going, Burnley boring, blah, blah, blah. Fuck, it is dull.
It is.
It's a dull watch. So unless you're a Burnley fan or you support whoever they're playing,
no, we were still. But I didn't sit through it because obviously we played them in the FA Cup, and I wanted to turn it off, but as it was 0-0, I was like, but as soon as they scored, I was like, nah, turn it off.
It's horrendous.
did watch most of that game. In fact, I watched a very, very, very good amount of that game. Fucking hell. It was a struggle. I watched it because of you. Because you're Saints, I'm like, I want to make it to the end of this game so I've got an opinion on it. I don't just want to watch 10 minutes, be bored, and then go, oh yeah, and then give my opinion just on the first 10 minutes. So I tried to watch it. Well, and I'm like... Oh,
and then you're more annoyed the fact that we didn't talk about the game because it was shit.
And you lost.
And lost.
Because I was watching it thinking, go on, Saints, just fucking score a goal. Go on, just go. Please win this, just so I've got something to sort of go, well done, Jim. Because you won the one before it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, they finally won a game. Let's kick on. They've got Burnley next. You could win that one. And then we're going, we might even get a point in the one after. Might even get a point. I say we, I think, because you're a mate, not because I'm support Southampton. But we might get a point in the one after. Maybe even get a win against Leicester or whatever. And then as soon as you got beat by Burnley, I'm like... even I feel like crying at this point. Because that is... it's the worst set of results I think I've seen anywhere. I don't know how the Saints fans are turning up. You guys are absolute fucking diamonds. To be filling that stadium week in, week out... with the dross that you're watching at the minute.
Thing is, though, it's sellout as well. But
this is what I'm saying. For you guys to be filling that stadium week in, week out, and fully... because you're vocal. I can hear you.
Saying you're nothing special, we lose every week.
I think
but that sort of fan base is, like, pretty rare.
Yeah, but I think I know what it is.
We're used to it.
You know when you're like... it's that sort of like, oh... we're playing this team that we never get to play normally. Let's all go down and watch that team. It's an away day. We're not going to play very often. Well, that's like, for them, every game's like, oh, it's the Premier League. We don't get to play here very often. Let's go and watch the game.
Yeah, but...
it's like a novelty.
I mean, we've played a long time in the Premier League.
That's like, well, I don't often shop at Waitrose, so I'm going to go in. But then someone using a cattle prod as you're on your way out. It's not something you're going to do every week. Yet they're going back and back and back and back and watching this shit.
The novelty's going to wear off soon.
I'm more concerned the fact that we're going to do a Luton.
No, again.
I can't see
it.
Well, I couldn't see it with Luton, so I mean.
No, again, like I said last week, the assets that Southampton have are definitely enough to float them with parachute payments and stuff next season. I honestly think you'll be in a very comfortable position. In fact, I will go out on a limb and say financially you will be in a better position next season than Leeds were when we went down. Yeah. Because although we let a lot of our better players go, financially we didn't sell any for big money. Yeah. They all went on like shit deals, shit loans. It's like Harrison, realistically, we probably could have got about 30 million for him. But instead, he's gone on 2 fucking loans to Everton. Do you see what I mean? So you've got players that I think will make you big money. And I mean big money. I think you'll be looking at least £100 million worth of sales.
Yeah. And that's pretty much on
what
2
they sell
players.
In the stadium? Where's this £100 million coming from?
That's coming from Ramsdale and Diblin.
Yeah. Ramsdale, Diblin...
I think
Harwood Bellis.
I think you're fucking pushing it with 100 million there.
No.
Yeah, Ramsdale, you're probably talking 25.
Yeah.
Let's go to their team then, squad. So again,
can we have him back? Because Rice shit.
Ramsdale, Harwood Bellis, Walker Peters.
Walker Peters is going on a free transfer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the end of his contract, isn't he?
Ignore that.
So he's gone anyway. But his wages might be helpful.
Diblins, Fernandez.
They could get sold.
They're going to demand decent prices. Cameron Archer, I think he will go, and unfortunately, I still think I know who's fucking buying him, and I don't want him, but I think we'll buy him. I think we'll pay 20 million for him.
Yeah.
Because they turned 15 million down in the January transfer. They turned 15 down. I think when they go down and he's no longer an asset that they can hold on to, we'll go in with 15, 20 and they'll go, yeah, okay. And I think we'll have him. I think Cameron Archer will be playing for Leeds next season. There's obviously a like for him, and I just see that happening. I personally don't think it's the right deal, but maybe I'm wrong. There's players that have done that before. You see them come in, you're thinking, oh, I really don't want him, and then all of a sudden they actually...
Well, like Arsenal years ago when we went, who the fuck is Patrick Vieira?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this. Wow, he's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen.
But like I say, you throw Ramsdale, Harwood Bellis, that's, 52, 53 million for the two. Then you've got
Diblin.
Hang on, no, we'll stay away from Diblin for a minute.
I mean, Diblin's probably going to
Matheus Fernandes,
command
I reckon
about
he's
40.
back. Yeah, Matheus Fernandes, he's going to pick up, 25, 30? He's a good
Yeah.
He is a good player. And then Diblin, well, what is he, 12? 19 years old.
Fucking 12.
19, homegrown talent. I reckon 45, 50 easy.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
But you've just got rid of Southampton's entire squad.
I think...
No, I haven't.
All the good ones.
No. See, the problem is, a lot of these are championship players. Let's not beat around
Yeah.
the bush. Armstrong, Frazier, Lallana will still do a fucking banging job.
Yeah.
Smallbone, Flynn Downs.
Yeah.
Who else have we got? I mean, I don't think Wellington will still be there, but Wellington would be very at home in the championship.
Yeah.
So, Ryan Manning, again, another player who will sit very comfortable in a top-tier championship side. And
Nathan Wood, James Bree,
yeah, Charlie Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, these are great players. And Joe Lumley, I'm not being funny, even if they make him the first-choice goalkeeper, at championship level, he's a good goalkeeper. So if you just go on the fact that that's their foundation, they've got 130 million to sort of go, all right, what are we going to do? We'll bring in a few key players. I think they'll be fine. I think they will be stronger this next season than Leeds were last season.
Maybe.
Because I think Leeds
That's a bold
this
claim,
season
that, isn't it?
are better than we were. We are better this season than we were last. And
I would agree with that
and ironically,
wholeheartedly.
we sold our best 3 players.
I mean, look, your recruitment, though, has been fucking phenomenal.
This year it has.
So whether or not their recruitment can be as good,
Yeah. But
it remains to be seen.
I genuinely foresee Southampton will be probably, of the 3 teams that go down, the strongest one next season.
What time are we on anyway? Can you see?
I can't. 25.
Okay. Right. What we'll do then is we'll call it there. We'll have a very short break and then we'll come back and we'll carry on with the week's events because
We're only on Saturday.
we haven't even started on Saturday yet. So yeah, we shall go to a very quick break and we shall see you very shortly. Hello, welcome back from the break. We had only got on to Saturday, so we are going to continue with the week's events, partly because I've not got the book with our...
Again.
Oh, yeah, actually. No, we did have it last time.
Okay.
I did have it last one. I might have it this time in the car, but things are all up in the air at the minute because of me moving and stuff. So, on Saturday anyway, the special mention, Lancaster City 1, Macclesfield 3. Elliot with a hat-trick.
Just give them the title already.
Well, what I will
There's
say
not
is
many games now. I think it's...
Macclesfield have played 33, and they have 82 points.
I think 89 is the magic number that the other teams can get to at the moment. So
Well, Worksop have played 32, and they're on 59 points.
yeah,
Ashton
so there's
have
only
played
30
32,
points
and they're
available.
on 59 points.
So it's only 7 points. So pretty much in 2 wins, it might be all over.
Well, if Worksop and Ashton don't win the next 2, and Mac win the next 2, then the title's Mac's. But I think it's Mac's anyway, to be fair.
I think
they've already paid out on Liverpool. Paddy Power have already paid out on Liverpool in the league. And that was before today when they beat City 2-0. Anyway, so yesterday, Arsenal. Should we get into Arsenal first? Or Okay, right.
Your shit.
I'm gonna allow you to
abuse you, please.
Brutalise me. Now, what I will say is we are going to start with Arsenal had a red card for Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yes, and he deserved
I would
it.
like to say that was the most clear-cut red card I've ever seen in my life, and how anybody can say that it wasn't. Now, I don't hold anything against Lewis-Skelly. He's young, took him out, thought he was doing the right thing. He clearly wasn't. These things happen, but it was definitely without doubt a red card. However, in saying that, we should not be losing to West Ham. West Ham are fucking awful. We have no cohesion. We have no striker. We have no backup striker. We have an assistant manager in charge of us. And we are going nowhere fast.
I just want to point out, Raya wasn't at foot for the goal. Just wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
And Skelly definitely deserved his booking, like he deserved the other one that everyone was moaning about. That kid has got a serious issue with, once he's lost the ball, just hacking players down.
Yeah, I don't think the last one was a red. I think it was a yellow.
He literally stamped on the player's ankle.
I disagree. I'd argue that one and say it should have been yellow. This one, however, there is no argument in the world that would change that from being a red card. It was just a red. But even in saying that, we had the best of it. But guess what? We couldn't finish.
No.
Is there a reason we couldn't finish? It could be because we haven't got a fucking striker. Because Arteta's an absolute bellend. And hasn't known for 5 years that we needed a real striker, not just his fucking mate that he dragged out of Manchester City with him, because Jesus isn't a real fucking striker, because he doesn't know what he's doing. And we haven't replaced him.
No.
Oh, I know, I'll go to Chelsea now, buy Havertz. I don't get me wrong, Havertz has been okay. I thought he was going to be absolute garbage, and he hasn't been. He's been all right, but he is not a striker. Mikel Merino is not a striker. We're embarrassing at the minute. We're embarrassing Arteta. The sooner you fuck off, mate, the better Arsenal are going to be.
You might as well just get your striker from your best striker in your academy and stick him up front.
Why not? At least he's a striker. Yeah. At least he's a goal scorer. But Arteta won't do that. He'll play Nwaneri and Lewis Skelly and give them a chance, which is fine. But when you literally have no strikers, why not just give the guy a chance? I was going to say his name then. I know I'm going to fucking butcher it without looking at it because it's something that I don't remember off the top of my head. But he apparently is decent.
He on the Butler Odeji.
That's the Badger. And he's, by all accounts, is a decent player. Okay, he's not going to be Premier League standard yet, but is Mourinho a Premier League striker? Is Calafiori a Premier League striker? Because I would argue not.
What I'd do? Just stick one of them on, 45 minutes, get another academy player that can come on after 40. Say it's not working at half time, bring on the next one and just try it.
Well, it's not like you're going to win the league now, so you might as well.
We got beat 1-0 by West Ham. What have we got to fucking lose? But Arteta won't do it because he's fucking clueless. The guy's an absolute moron. And all these Arsenal fans defending Arteta, you're all fucking idiots. Like, I got a load of shit on TikTok tonight a while ago for saying Arteta reminds me of a Sunday League manager.
Yeah, but you know what makes me laugh? Over time, because I actually pointed this out, a lot of the like professional pundits are now saying very similar things. Very similar things.
Yeah, but buying players that he's used to.
Yeah.
They word it slightly different to me, obviously, because they're on telly. They don't just say he buys his mates. They'll say that he's buying players that he's used to and that he knows. It's exactly
but they're even saying, like, he might, he's not able to...
Out of his depth.
Yeah, he's out of his depth. And they're saying things like, he's missing the flexibility. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to get around. And there are a lot of calls from bigger names than yourself who are starting to say the shit that you've been saying for fucking months.
Don't look at that. He didn't say bigger people. He said bigger names. I can accept that. They're not bigger people. It's embarrassing. And then when I'm sat watching that, while sat next to my son, who's a Spurs fan, who's then using my new fucking telly to watch Tottenham win 4-1, that was painful.
It doesn't matter how much Tottenham win by. They're fucking lower than 12th, aren't they?
I'll tell you now, they are.
Yeah, they're 12.
They are 12. So no, you're wrong. They're not lower than 12. They are 12, and don't get me wrong, they are shit. But when I'm watching them score 4, whilst we're struggling to score against West Ham,
you're getting annoyed.
Oh, mate, I'm annoyed. It just doesn't even cover what I was going through yesterday.
So, going through the other games as well, surprised me. Palace beating Fulham 2-0.
Palace have actually really pulled it together, though. They've been really good recently.
Yeah, but Fulham at home, I would have expected a bit more from them.
They've been decent, haven't they? Let's be honest. I mean, Fulham have been a good side.
I mean, I was okay because in Dream Team I had Munoz, so he scored and got a clean sheet, so that was like 13 points. So I was quite happy with that Palace going that way.
He's so selfish.
I know.
But yeah,
Bournemouth rightly had a player sent off.
I would agree.
And Wolves,
Cunha.
Cunha got his goal.
We could have probably bought him in January as well.
Apparently he doesn't want to leave. He's really happy at Wolves and is grateful to the club. So,
I still think we should have bought Isaac in the summer. So, I mean, it all fails into insignificance when you think that that's what we should have done in the summer and we didn't. Anyway, game of the day. Southampton 0, Brighton 4.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I got a haircut instead.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not fucking surprised.
I can't remember what I predicted on the score, but I did say Rutter would score, so I'm happy.
I think I said Matona scored, so...
I think you did.
I put Matoma would score, and to be honest, I think I put 4-0, but I will have to find the book at some point.
I think at least one of us definitely went with 4-0. Because we were
I went
3-0.
3-0.
We were definitely taking a piss at this point.
The only thing I can do... right, Darryl went 2-2 with Minter to score.
What a fucking reason.
He went Arsenal to win 2-1 with Odegaard to score, so that's a 0. Leeds 2-1 against Sunderland with Strike to score.
He got it right.
Piss off.
Huh?
He said 2-1 with Strike to score.
That's what he's got here.
When did he send it?
Yeah, he said that fucking Friday, didn't he?
I'm telling you now, he's put Leeds 2, Sunderland 1, Strike to score with a smiley face.
What day did he send it?
What day did he send it?
Well, he sends it on the Sunday, doesn't he? After, because when we finish here, I send.
No, we're just making sure it was Sunday, not after
The
Monday.
fact that he's actually nailed that on the dot is absolutely stupid.
Yeah, but I did the week before with Liverpool's 4-0 and Salah, so it's possible. And I'm fairly certain someone's done it with Southampton this week as well.
Yeah, I am, but no, that's just Strack's a centre back. That's my point. It's just like he's not one of the names you would put out there to. That's
well, maybe it's just a random fucking.
Yeah.
It's there.
So I watched Everton Man United anyway. So that finished 2-2. Everton
I was just about to say that was a good game.
Everton played so well, and then
I'm going to say something I don't want to say, but Man United played really well in the second half.
They did.
In the second half, first half they were garbage.
Oh yeah.
How do you come out from that shite to being that good?
I know, but it's like I said when I went for that drink with Darryl and Phil and Connor after I'd finished work, my last day of work. They had the I can't remember who they were playing, but they were playing someone in the Europa League. And Man United were absolutely unreal. I was just like, how do they play like this and then go to absolute dog shit that they've been all season? But it's like Man United have two modes. They are either utter dog shit or they actually start playing some really good football. And I think Amorim, if he can pull them together and keep them playing that kind of football, I think Man United could.
I think Man United looked out to get the result as well, because I think that was probably a penalty.
Bollocks. Right.
Okay, first and foremost, I wasn't going to get into it yet because that was the end of the game. That was definitely a penalty.
Bollocks!
2 players pulled that guy down.
Yeah.
That was definitely a penalty. And they pulled his shirt.
Ashley Young.
Pulling shirt is a foul.
A fucking gnat touched him and threw himself
If
to the
you
floor.
pull
Bollocks.
somebody's shirt, it's a penalty. That was a penalty.
It wasn't pulled.
That was a penalty.
I've seen more tugs on a fucking train. That was horrendous, mate.
They're given
It means he performs more.
The thing is, they're given in some games.
That's why he's broke his finger.
He's literally thrown himself to the floor. He's ran between 2 players and thrown himself. It's Ashley
Right,
Young.
for me, that's
what
a
he
penalty.
does.
I thought
That's
it was
what Ashley Young
penalty.
does.
However, in saying that, if you watch the first half, Everton should have scored 6.
Yeah,
they should have.
Because they battered Man United in that first half. United were beyond poor. Macclesfield would have put 6 past Man United in that first half.
Yeah.
They were embarrassing.
Yeah.
And how Everton did not score more. Beto should have had 4 on his own. And good chances as well. Bloody good chances.
So I watched the late game of the day as well.
That was Aston Villa versus Chelsea.
So should we just go straight into the fact that the game changed as soon as Marcus Rashford came on?
Yes.
What Man United should be very lucky that he's playing so well, because his value is going up because clubs are going to want to buy him now.
Yep.
Yeah, but Rashford is a great player. He's just not been doing anything at Man United for whatever reason. You might not agree with it. That's the
question. What is the reason?
Scene, he was fucking brilliant.
There's a reason at Man United. We just don't know what it is.
Well, he's not happy.
Yeah, but there's got to be somebody at the club that is toxic.
Yeah, and it can't be the manager because it's changed fucking 4 times and he's still been the same player.
And it doesn't sound like it's Rashford, because people were saying, "Oh, is Rashford the problem?"
Clearly not, because he's putting the work in at Villa.
I don't know. Man United second half looked really good.
But I think
one player's not going to change that.
I know who the problem is.
Who do you reckon it is?
Fernandes.
I happen to agree with Tim Ribs.
One of the most stroppy, mardiest bellends on the planet as your captain. Immediately you just go, is he the right man for the job?
Yeah. I'm with you 100%
I
on
honestly
that.
think it's Fernandes.
I couldn't agree more.
I think beforehand it wasn't. I think people like Pogba and stuff, people who thought they were bigger than they were, probably were the problem.
Can I just point out, he's been linked with United for the summer.
Oh, fuck off.
I saw it today.
Oh my God.
Pogba is linked with
Again.
United again for the summer.
Why would they have him back? He's fucking... No. But
No, they won't take him back because they're not going to pay 80 million for him
That'd
again.
Be fucking hilarious if United got him back again.
I think there was already sort of a very toxic atmosphere anyway.
Mm.
And I think they've brought Fernandes in, who was a toxic person anyway, and he's just fed into it. So rather than removing all the toxic players and not bringing in toxic players, they brought more toxic players in who have just contaminated the entire fucking pool. So when you're getting rid of one or two, and I'm going to say it, Rashford probably is. He looks like a self-serving little prick. So he's gone out with his little dummy spat out. So he's gone off.
Oh, wow.
Sancho's off with his dummy.
Off with his dummy. So whereas normally that would have diluted, but because they've brought in other ones as well, it's not really diluted enough. I think that but I've been saying it for since we did the podcast. Man United need a fucking clean out. They need to literally clean
massively
out
so.
half their team at least.
A bit like what you're going to do at the end of the season when you sink.
But like I say, but Villa won 2-1 against Chelsea anyway, and I think it's down to their winter transfer business. I think the players that they brought in, smart.
Yep.
Rashford, Asensio, Malin.
You mean there's a team in the Premier League that can actually bring in players they need?
Yeah.
Wow. Why don't Arsenal fucking think of that?
Everybody knew you needed a striker.
Yeah, Arteta didn't. He quite happily sat in there. I no bring striker because I dick.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm sorry. Arteta is clueless. And for those that were having a go at me on TikTok, there's two in particular that clipped my video, sent it out into the ether thinking that I'd give a shit, and were slagging me off. I would like to say again, 5 months later? 6 months? 5-6 months later? Arteta is like a Sunday League manager. He's got one way of playing. He signs all his fucking friends, and he's shit at what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's got no tactical awareness. He's clearly got no man management skills. Players are getting worse under his tenure, and we're not signing the players that we need to. Sunday League manager. Sorry, he's fucking garbage. I'm going to clip that and send it back out.
Hang on. Facts can't overrule feelings. You've just stated facts that Arsenal are getting worse season after season.
Yes.
Let's not do this. Feelings are more important.
And when I clip that and tag them two in it, I'm going to hurt their feelings. That's where the facts and feelings come into that particular clip.
So we'll go down quickly into the Championship again anyway from the weekend's result. Unfortunately, Portsmouth won against QPR, which we were saying last week.
I think we should go into detail with that one, to be honest.
Don't need to.
I think we should.
Big up Green Army, picking up more points.
Yeah.
Green Army!
Green Army!
And as an English manager, he's doing quite well. Frank Lampard, 7 out of 8 games, I think it is, winning Coventry are on. I think it is. So, seems like...
I don't know now.
Others
Now I'm
found
going
a
to have
good
to go
club.
into their matches to check whether you're lying. No, he's not. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's won 7 out of 9.
7 out of 9 now.
Yeah, because he lost 2 in a row. One was the FA Cup, though.
Oh, right.
So it wasn't league.
So it was
But
7 out of 8.
When did he take over?
In the league.
7 out of 8 in the league, 7 out of 9 total. When did he take over? That
Don't
would
know,
be Googling,
but
I
it's
think.
working. Well, whatever
If you
he's
go to
doing,
9,
he's working.
He's lost 2 in the league. He lost to Coventry, Norwich. They drew, and then he lost to look us, and then yeah. So
Oh, the
But
fucking
he's
cocky
doing okay.
I
grin on
hate
his
Lampard
face.
now.
The cocky
He's
grin on his
doing
face. Oh, Leeds beat them 2-0.
No, it's just Lampard. It's just Lampard.
But he's doing all right. He's obviously doing an all right job at Coventry.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Not a hard job.
And to be honest, like Lampard or not, he is English, and I'd like to see him do well.
Well, Mark Robbins literally left Cov in a very good position. Mark Robbins did all the hard work at Coventry. So Lampard
Is this a bit like Arne Slot coming in trying to take the credit for having a team that he hasn't put together? Just checking.
Lampard is the slot of Coventry.
The slot.
The slut.
The slut. Okay.
No, but Lampard has come into a team that Mark Robbins has built up, done a very good job with. Mark Robbins has gone, and then he's coming in and gone, oh, look at me.
Well, they're doing well either way. And if Lampard keeps it up, I personally would like to see Lampard do well just because he's an English manager. I don't really have anything against Lampard. But he's just one of them people I always thought he was quite inoffensive and
Used to like him.
and non-plus.
Used to like him.
So why don't you like him now then?
Because of the whole fucking Spygate bollocks. Crying like a little bitch.
Oh,
because
of course, something against Leeds, so he gets all offended.
well, when you get a £250,000 fine for not breaking any rules or laws,
I actually thought that was a bit stupid, to be fair.
and then
Didn't they have like a short?
Made a rule afterwards.
Yeah, didn't they train behind a really short fence or something, so anybody could have walked past and just
You
watched?
can literally walk down a public path, which the guy was stood on. So the coach was stood on a public footpath.
Just watching them train. So it could have been like a 10-year-old kid.
Ma-
Oh, fucking hell. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? Go train somewhere else. Go
But-
build one behind closed
what I'm
doors if
saying,
that's what you want to do.
He's there bitching and moaning, and you've got his old managers going, but we did it and gave you information from it. You were the beneficiary of the exact same tactic, you hypocrite. And that's via Boas and Mourinho. They both called Lampard a hypocrite. Because he's there going, I would never resort to tactics. But you did! You benefited from it. From two of your managers.
I still don't have anything against him.
Fucking hypocrite.
Anyway, let's move on to today. First game of the day was Newcastle versus Nottingham Forest. Now, I sat and watched this with Zach. And when Newcastle scored their fourth goal in the 34th minute, I turned around to Zach and went, this could be 10. Forest barely touched the ball, couldn't get out of their own penalty area, let alone their own half. Newcastle smashed them up.
They did.
In that first half. They smashed them.
And then second half.
And then Nottingham Forest hung on till half time. After that 34th minute, they clung on with their fingernails to the 4-1 that they got because they scored after 6 minutes. So it was 4-1. Second half, the teams come out. It's like they'd
Newcastle
switched
were
shirts.
asleep.
It's like they'd switched shirts. Forest had come out in the Newcastle shirts, and Newcastle come out in the Forest shirts, and Forest just ran riot over Newcastle in that second half.
Yeah.
A bit like the other game that we were talking about earlier with Man United. Two completely different sides in the first and second half. And they ended up, to be fair to them, making it 4-3, and they did make a real go of it. And to be honest, probably should have scored more. But the Newcastle definitely should have scored more in the first half. So we're having more of these games where there is lots of goals. And to be fair, there should even be more. Does anyone have an opinion about the last game of the day, or should we just ignore it like it didn't happen?
Yeah, I have an opinion.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. All right.
I don't really want to hear this, do I?
No.
Are the wheels going to fall off?
Your wheels are falling off.
Are the wheels still going to fall off?
I hope so.
You hope so.
I hope so. Because I fucking hate him.
It doesn't look good, does it?
It doesn't.
We're running out of time.
Well, like I said earlier, Paddy Power have already paid out on Liverpool winning the league.
And I did say it.
And they paid out on Liverpool winning the league before they beat City today. Because they paid out on them winning the league yesterday when Arsenal got beat.
Yeah.
As much as I didn't want Liverpool to win the league, I'm kind of more on that. I'm now like, I kind of want them to just win the league just so I'm right.
Wow.
It's nice to be
I'm
right.
resigned to the fact that Liverpool are now going to win the league. But I'm not happy about it in any way, shape or form.
Even more so because I was right.
Well, you being right is the definition of an added irritation, don't get me wrong. I mean, the fact that Liverpool are going to win the league is fucking bad enough. Yeah. It was funny, the fact that they'd won one Premier League and nobody was around to see it.
They deserve their moment.
No, they don't. They deserve imprisoning. They don't deserve that moment at all. Liverpool fans are all scumbags. I'm sorry, but it is what it is, and I feel how I feel, and I'm not going to
I can make it feel better. Klopp's not won it.
Strangely, that doesn't help.
Doesn't it?
No. I mean, it's better that Teeth isn't going to be in all the pictures, but it just doesn't help because it's still...
You're just going to get flash glare from the head.
It's not even that, is it? It's the fucking Liverpool fans that are going to be bawling and moaning and fucking screaming all the bullshit over social media, I'm going to have to delete all my socials. Obviously not for the podcast, but for me personally, I'm going to have to delete all my socials because it's just going to fucking drive me insane. Because I can't be doing it. I won't be on Facebook for at least a year.
Right, get your notepad out anyway, because seeing as you've forgot your book, you absolute mong. We're going to have to do this on your phone.
Oh, you're going to give us 3 games?
Yep. Because it's FA Cup weekend, and none of us are in
3
it.
games.
Well,
We've got weekend.
I was going to say
Yeah,
we've got
weekend.
midweek.
Right, go on then. I've got my notepad
So
up.
tomorrow night we've got Sheffield United versus Leeds.
Chef U v the losers. Leeds, not losers. I misspelled it. Sorry. 10.
I'm going to be kind. 2-0 Leeds.
2-0 Leeds. Okay. Jim.
3-1. 3-1
Leeds.
Leeds.
Right. Okay.
And my goal scorer.
We'll do goal scorers.
I was going to do that afterwards because I've already skipped it.
Because he's on notepad, it's a little bit
Yeah.
harder to...
Right.
Right.
So I am going to go for... Should I be the odd one out just to do something different? I'm going to go for 2 each. I think it's going to be tougher than you realise.
I'm just going on the last time we played him.
Goal scorer, please. Tin Ribs.
I'm going to stick with my man, Jan James.
James. James? Who do you think's going to score?
Ben Berriton Diaz.
Diaz. Okay. I am going to go for Meslier own goal. No, I'm going.
That's probably more accurate than the other.
If that happens
If
now,
that happens and I haven't put it, I'm going to be gutted. You know that, because I'd expect a bonus point for that shit. I'm going to go for. Do you know what? I'm going to agree with you for once. I reckon Dan James is going to hit the back of the net. Maybe even get 2. I'm going to put ×2 at the end of it. I reckon James is going to get both of them.
Okay.
Right, so next.
So on Tuesday,
Yep.
we have Chelsea versus Southampton.
Chelsea v losers.
I think we already knew that one.
So Tin Ribs, what do you think the score's going to be?
2-0 Chelsea.
2-0.
Yeah, only 2-0.
Oh, it's been nice.
I know. Yeah, we'll watch them play fucking Villa today.
Okay, right. Yeah, let's go for the goal scorer then. We'll try that.
Well, seeing as I took him out my team and he's been fucking decent since, I'm going to go with Enzo Fernandez again. Literally, took him out my team thinking he's done fuck all, and they start scoring.
Jim, how many do you think you're going to lose by?
7.
Right, seriously, how many do you think you're going to lose?
7-0. 7-0. Dead serious.
Are you legit?
Legit. It's going to be 7-0.
Fucking, that's a bonus point
Oh,
if
is
ever
that
I
the
heard
exact
one.
bonus point?
That is a bonus point if ever. Right, I'm going to put in brackets there BP for 7.
Palmer.
Palmer. He's been fucking garbage lately because he's in my dream team. 7-0. Fucking hell. I mean, I don't think it's going to be anywhere near that. I'm going to go 5-0. My 5-0, I'm going to have Michael, I think, is going to score. So I've got Jackson as my scorer. Third game, please.
So there's this team called Arsenal.
Arsenal, right.
They're away to Nottingham Forest.
I'm going to put Arteta FC. And I'm going to have to write Nottingham because they get annoyed. Forest. Tin Ribs, score please.
2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. Surprised you think we're only going to concede 2. Goal scorer please.
Chris Wood.
Wood, not bad job. Jim Jam. Score please.
1-0 Forest.
1-0 Forest. You've got more of a point. Given that we've got no fucking strikers. Goal scorer, please. Who's going to score that one?
The goal scorer is going to be Gibbs White.
Gibbs White. Love that guy. Wish he would have joined Arsenal. It might not be a shit. I am going to go for 3-0 Forest. And I'm also going to go Chris Wood. And that is my prediction for that particular game. Yes, I'm not fucking joking. We're absolute garbage. Arteta's an absolute moron. And we've reached the end of part 2.
Yeah, so
I think what we're going to do is I'm going to try and find the book and then I'll add the scores up for next time. And then we'll add these on. And we'll see how it goes. So we shall be back with you, lovely people, in part 3 very shortly. Ready?
I was wondering who that was.
Eh?
I was wondering who that was for a moment.
I thought it was Tin Rib before the operation.
Oh, are we going to put that? Meat tin ribs.
That's the thumbnail. Meat Tin Ribs. Yeah,
I expected him to be a bit more manly.
Nobody expected him to be more manly than that. That's an absolute outrage. Oh, dear me. Now, we could start it here, but I'm just going to put all that on.
Oh, you got to now.
It's still going on.
What? Including the...
Oh, including the upside down picture. Do you want to find out which one it was?
I think it was...
Oh, I think we're giving
No, it was brunette.
It was the brunette.
It was
the
brunette.
It was brunette.
I think we're giving him way too much credit. I didn't realise it was gladiators on the thing.
Yeah.
Way too much credit. Hello and welcome back to part 3. We do normally start like that, but hey ho, we just like to be different.
Things happen.
Things happen. Yes, that's going to be on your gravestone, isn't it? Tin Ribs, things happen.
I don't know. I want to go with the whole told you I was ill.
Told you I was ill. Everybody that's ever met you knows you're ill. Not physically, albeit, but everyone knows you're ill. Yeah. How are we, gentlemen? Anyway, it's not football talk now in part 3. It's us talk.
Well, other than Friday, I'm fucking okay.
We need to put a bit of context on that,
Jim
don't we?
missed Friday, didn't he?
Yeah, we play football on Fridays. Everybody knows that.
Let's rewind to 2:15.
2:15 on Friday?
When I end up ringing you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm on an island
yeah.
that's a 3-lane island. And to my left, I've got, I think was like one of those little Toyota Igos.
Yeah.
And on my right, in the 3rd lane, is one of those HVG single piece.
I think you're giving it a bit too much credit there. It was a rigid, for those that know,
Yes.
a puddle jumper. It was a 26 ton.
26 ton rigid.
Yeah.
So as we enter the island, he decides that he no longer wants to be in the 3rd lane, he wants to be in the 2nd lane. This is the lane that I'm occupying. He then grinds into the back corner of my car, dents my door, bumps into my wheel arch. He broke all my wheel arch. So basically, I've got to have a new rear quarter, new door, everything. Tries the second time, which I'm banging on my horn. And then when I start trying to flag him down, saying you've hit me, he just looks at me with his gormless look and drove off. So I now have to chase up his company. And
are we going to name and shame the company?
No, I'm not. I'm a little bit above that kind of.
I was going to, but if you don't want to,
no, I'm not into that kind of thing. But yeah, so now I've got to chase up the company of this driver to try and find out what they're going to do before I start having to go through official channels to get this driver to pay for damage to my car. Yeah. So already in a bad mood. I mean, the difference is I had my kid in the car. So when I sort of got forced down a slip road.
Right, sorry, I want to put some context on that. Tin Ribs had his own child in the car. Not, I had a kid in the car. You could have kidnapped
him. No, I thought I said my kid.
No, you said a kid.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Tin Ribs had his child in the car. His child. Yeah,
so I've got my lad in the car.
Exactly, yeah.
And I've been sort of forced into the down road.
Yeah.
If my son had not been in the car with me, I think I'd have pulled an illegal manoeuvre and chased him down. But at the time, I was not thinking about my car. I was thinking about my lad. So, but that already put me in
probably a good thing, really.
Pretty bad mood. So then we get to football. I'm already in a bad mood, and we conceded a goal really early.
We did.
Which was a really good goal. I hated that. I hated how good it was.
It was shocking.
And
Should have
then
been saved by the keeper, in my opinion.
5 minutes later, a lad has a shot, and I decided to do what good goalkeepers do and save it. Unfortunately, this resulted in me now breaking my finger. So within 4 hours, I'd smashed up my car and broke my finger. It has been...
Should have saved it properly.
Should have got more of a hand.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, if you got more of your hand to it, it wouldn't have bent your finger back and snapped it.
No.
So you've got a point, to be fair to you. So you've had a bit of a crappy week.
The rest of the weekend was okay.
Okay.
I couldn't make it.
You couldn't make it, right? Do you want to go into your week this week? Or should we just...
Gloss over
Should we
it.
just title it with the pub?
What, because I've been in the pub?
When have you been to the pub, Jim?
Wednesday,
Yep.
Thursday,
Yep.
Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday.
And today, Sunday.
Yeah,
And where are you going tonight?
I might go.
Might
pub.
go. Where are you going tonight?
The pub.
The pub. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's a week
No.
at work. That's 5 days.
Yeah, I just wanna know-
I've got a darts match in the pub on Monday.
I was going to say, where were you...
Fucking 60.
No. I just
That's
want to know, where
overtime.
were you on Monday?
Monday?
We're playing darts in the pub.
Yeah.
So, let's now put new context on it.
Where were you?
Where
Tuesday?
Where were you Tuesday?
I think I stayed in on Tuesday.
I think I stayed in.
hell.
That's all the alcohol. He
so
probably
basically,
didn't stay in.
What
He
had-
just couldn't remember
He literally
it.
started, I went to the pub Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
He completely missed the fact that Monday was a day of the week.
Yeah. So was Sunday, by the way. Last Sunday. Where were you last Sunday?
I didn't go to pub. I was knackered.
Did you
after.
see the excitement in his eyes then when he got
I
to say, I
stayed-
didn't go to the pub?
I stayed here and had a Chinese with you.
That's true, he did.
That's a point, yeah.
I was going to pub and I decided not to go to pub. I decided to spend some more time with you guys.
That's a fair shout, to be honest. Yeah.
And then
he was
by
about
the-
to go, but because
It
we
was.
were on about Chinese,
Yeah,
he
he
went,
ended up
actually, I will
staying.
stay.
I'm going to
remember,
stay
yeah.
and have a chat with you after, which I'm glad that I did. And then I got
me too.
home and I was like, shall I go for a shower and go to pub? I didn't even have a shower. I could not be arsed after playing 90 minutes of football, and I was fucking bollocks. So I just lay down. I actually managed to take my football kit off. That was a hard part.
That was the hard part. Just taking his kit off.
But actually getting from my bed to the shower was to bear in mind I have an ensuite, so that's how far I had to move. I only had
So
to
you
go
could have
through
fallen
one
into
door.
the shower then?
Yeah, I could have fallen in, but it didn't happen. I had a shower the next morning instead.
Good grief.
And I think I was asleep for probably 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Do you want to update on the Love Life or not?
I haven't got one.
Well, we haven't heard much about it this week, and we normally hear a little bit about it. So,
I'm just...
are you chatting?
I'm always chatting.
Always.
No, I'm...
Sounds like a
I'm
red
just-
stag, doesn't he? Always chatting.
No, the only thing that's different now is my ex-wife moved out on Friday,
I stand
and
by
it
the
was
fact that's a good
delayed.
thing.
And obviously that's why I missed football, because the delivery van was late.
Okay.
So I had to have the children for a bit longer before I went out. I knew it was going to be a rush to get to football anyway, but then it just got to the stage of it was
So
impossible.
are you the one that backed out that allowed Ethan to play?
No, I think somebody else might have done.
Because Ethan was
First.
the second in waiting. So I think you backed out. You're the reason Ethan could play.
Yeah,
And he scored the equaliser because I set him up.
yeah.
That was beautiful.
I quite enjoyed
Especially
that.
after
actually.
I'd been going, tell Ethan to bloody shoot.
I literally, as I'm running up towards the defender, I was saying to Ethan all the way up, I'm like, I'm going to lay it off, just shoot. I'm going to lay it off, just shoot. I'm going to lay it off, just shoot. And then we got to a point I thought, now's right. I played it forward, and he didn't shoot. He took a touch, and I'm like, here we go. But he took it inside and hit it, and I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Joe. I don't know who Joe was, but
Yeah.
you replaced Joe.
Yeah,
Joe replaced you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That was a great sub, by the way.
yeah.
Fucking lazy twat. Coming to football.
I know.
Useless.
I was disappointed to miss out. But
yeah, I was a bit surprised not to see you there, to be honest. But I mean, I'm glad certain things have been sorted and that you can now focus on moving forward and just getting on, really.
I may have gone out a little bit just because I didn't want to be in the house on my own.
Is that what a lot of it was?
Yeah.
I mean, that's sort of... That would make sense if the Wednesday, Thursday and Friday she wasn't there still.
I wasn't supposed to do Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday was like a last minute kind of decision.
Are we going to have some sort of intervention on this drinking thing, or are we going to be able
No,
to
because I'm
curb
fully aware that I've got issues.
Okay.
So because I know I'm doing it, it's not a problem.
Does it work like that?
Yeah, because
don't alcoholics know that they're alcoholics? They just don't want to admit it. But when they sit on their own, they can go, I'll probably...
No, because I'm quite happy knowing that I've got the kids this weekend and stuff, and I will...
You don't think you do?
And I won't be...
Because like when I was a smoker, I knew I got a problem with smoking.
No, I don't think I know. Remember, I had to have an intervention when I was fucking in my early 20s. So I'll tell you straight out, yeah, you have no idea. It's that moment when someone goes, you do realise you're drinking 7 pints of lager every evening, every day. And you go, am I? And then it's like, actually, it's more than that, but okay.
How the fuck do you not notice that shit?
Because it just becomes
maybe
natural.
it's because I've never had an issue with alcohol.
No, but it's because it's natural. It's like, for example, let's take your smoking. Smoking is really good. Like, what? Have you ever thought back, shit, I was drinking nearly 20 fags a day?
I used to think that at the time.
Oh, so you actually were self-aware of how many you were smoking?
I would sit there at night and go, fuck me, I've gone through 30 fags today. This is ridiculous.
Oh, well, a lot of
what
people...
is wrong with me?
Yeah, but if you ask most smokers, how many do you smoke on a day? I guarantee they'll probably underestimate.
Oh, no, I was fully consciously aware of how much I smoked.
That's unique. That is quite
unique.
unique.
I hated it as well. Even when I was smoking, I hated it.
So, for example, I bite my fingernails. See, it's one of the only habits I really can't fucking knock. It's annoying. I don't even realise I'm doing it 90% of the time.
That's probably not great, is it?
No, it's nice. Fucking horrendous.
Do you know what is bad, though? Because I used to bite my nails. I then stopped. And do you know the worst bit about that? Do you know when you get an itch and you have to scratch it? Yeah. You forget you've got nails.
Yeah.
I fucking cut myself to pieces now. Because I'm still
right,
going at it like I've got no nails. So I'm trying to dig in to get the itch, and there's nails there. Mate, I've got cuts all over me from doing it. It's fucking ridiculous. You have to get used to having nails again.
But yeah, you don't actually realise how bad things are until you are literally pointed out how fucking...
Well, this is why I was so
I
disappointed
know,
out to this one, really.
I know what, but I know that, like, I know next weekend I've got kids and I won't drink, and it's not like I'm sitting at home drinking either. So it's not like I'm doing secret drinking at home and something. No, it's not a need. I'm not really bothered.
So it's boredom?
Yeah.
It's a coping mechanism.
I'm just trying not to be alone.
See, I'm okay with the coping mechanism thing as long as it doesn't cross a line. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously
you're not a gamer, because that's actually a really good way of...
Gaming is fantastic. I don't understand why people take the piss out of gaming.
Well, it's like when people say to me, like...
I've got really itchy
this one-player game and stuff, and it's like, I don't care that I'm shit at games. I will play games just to be in a social situation. Because you're sat in the comfort of your own home, but you're still communicating with 2 or 3 people whilst doing something. And it's a massive social...
And to be fair, like, we had it a little while ago when...
COVID was so much easier for me because of gaming.
It was myself and Spen years ago.
I'll spend time on the Xbox, probably, when I'm in the house on my own.
With other people, though?
No, but I probably will start to on evenings.
Honestly, it is so good.
Let me know, because I will happily, if you message me, say you message me Wednesday, I just need someone to talk to, I'll put a game on. I'll play a game I don't even fucking like and chat to you and play it with you. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I won't because I'll be at work. But if you want to ring me, you can ring me because
I
can talk to you on the phone if you like while I'm driving because I can talk as much as I want when I'm at work. I went out and bought a headset, so I can now take my phone out the cab, so I don't have to hang up when I get out of the cab.
That's good.
Yeah. As you do.
As you do.
So yeah, if you want to ring me now, I don't have to hang up when I get out of the cab anymore.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
But no, seriously, because I didn't know what console you play, and I've got an Xbox. Yeah. And I've got a PC, as we know, because we're using it.
Yeah.
But if there's any games that you like playing or you want to talk gaming and you want to just, I mean, I know some really good games that are like chilled as fuck. You literally do nothing.
Yeah.
But you actually work towards something, but it's like there's no rush on it. There's no like.
If he says The Sims, I'm walking out.
No, I'm not going to say The Sims.
Thank fuck for that.
But what I'm saying is there are games out there that you can play that don't have to be strenuous.
I'm basically on the Game Pass Ultimate, so I've got the whole library.
There's a game I'll talk to you about after this.
Yeah.
You can name it. We're not sponsored.
So there's a game called Medieval Dynasty. It's a survival game.
You've told me about this.
Yeah.
Is that on PlayStation as well?
I think it is. I don't know if it's cross.
I
know it's cross-platform with PC, but I don't know if it's cross-platform with PlayStation. But it basically.
Oh, you can't cross with the PlayStation because we're not good enough. Is that what it is?
No, it's just how the compatibility in Sony are funny. It's like there's no stress level to it. It's just you have to just build a village, a medieval society.
It's on PS5.
There you go. And it's just dead chilled. And you work together to do things, and it's, you know what I mean? It's like you're interacting with other people whilst doing something that's quite chilled.
Yeah.
There's not that stress level. So for social, like.
So what is? I mean, I'm looking at some of the pictures of it now. It's like
It's your typical survival.
It's like it looks like a relaxed Red Dead, from the pictures that I'm seeing.
Sort of. Imagine. So do you know your games like Minecraft's a bad example, but you've got games like 7 Days to Die, Ark.
That's ace, by the way.
7 Days to Die.
I love that
I've got
game.
it on both my PC.
Honestly, I love that game.
Yeah,
It's great.
7 Days to Die is fantastic.
It's shocking, but it's so good.
No, it's all updated now, mate. It's all PC spec. There's none of that old 360 level stuff. It's massively updated.
I might have to re-download it then.
They've done a dirty. You have to buy it again.
You know what an insanely fun game is? Among Us.
Yes, Among Us is great.
It's
I love
so
that game.
funny.
That is so basically.
I've heard of it.
It's an old school game called Werewolf, and it's essentially Werewolf, but it's set in space. They're little things. I can show you one because I've got like a few of the little toys because my lad had them.
Wasn't that free on?
It's
PlayStation Network.
So basically, there's 12 or 15 or how many of you, and then one of you is an imposter. So it's almost like the Thing.
Yeah.
And then you have to try and figure out who the Thing is and killing you, the imposter.
Yeah.
And it's basically one or three people are going around trying to kill everyone. It's.
The only problem is when people are in party chats and stuff like that, and they ruin the experience.
You're going to criticise the thing?
No, actually, we played it in a party before, and we were like, "Don't ruin the game," and we actually play it legit.
Oh yeah, no, you play it legit.
And stuff.
I play it with my friends.
We would wholly want to fuck each other over. There's no way we'd be in coercion. So like point, there's not a chance.
At one point, I'm the imposter, and I'm literally going, "It's you, Scott." And Scott said, "It ain't me." And I'm like, "Fucking is, Scott. I watched you just do this." And he's going, "It ain't fucking me." And then Aaron jumps in with, "Yeah, I saw you go in there, Scott." I'm like, "See, it's totally Scott." Fucking all moaning. Scott got booted out.
I can totally see you fucking
but
somebody
that's,
over.
But that's how it goes. It's so funny.
The thing is, as well, is like because I've been in relationships where I've been complained at for gaming. Like, I don't consider myself to be a massive gamer. I don't spend hours and hours and hours and hours online. But like, what would you rather your guy was sat in the house chilling, maybe even with the kids playing PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, or would you rather them down the fucking pub, getting pissed, not going home, or would you rather them going out trying to find another woman or fucking about or do what is the harm in a guy or a girl or whatever sitting there just gaming for a little bit?
Like gaming.
There was one.
Yeah, there was a couple in our group, a couple of girls that used to join us.
There was one that I did. And it was the first game I ever played and stuff, and I ended up being the imposter and stuff like that. But everybody else in the party chat was just shouting abuse at each other, saying it's you kind of thing. I never even said a word. I just stayed silent, and every round I was just picking one of them off, and then in the end I got the last kill, and it was like, as if it was you. You just never even said a word. You accused nobody. They forgot I was even in the party.
Right.
I might have to download that Among Us tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's an absolutely fantastic game. So simple, but it's the beauty's in simplicity.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Medieval Dynasty, imagine 7 Days to Die.
Yep.
Right, but instead of having zombies, you've got wildlife. So there's bears, wolves, stuff like that. There's no 7th day with the blood moon where everything attacks you. That's it. and you've got to build a village and recruit people and bring people in and give them jobs and basically build a society.
Are they all online people? Or
No,
are they AI?
you can bring AI in, but you can bring people in.
Okay.
So, for example, the last time I played it, you couldn't marry other players, but now you can. They've started...
Marry?
Yeah, so you have to keep your bloodline going.
I'm saying this is a fucking computer game.
Yeah.
Bloodline?
Yeah, so if you don't have kids, when your character dies, your family's dead.
I don't think my family dies is going to be a bad thing, I'll be honest with you, because they're all fucking lunatics.
Well, yeah. But the idea is that you're trying to build a society, you're trying to keep the taxes paid, you're trying to gain favour with the king.
Taxes and a game. You said there was no stress to this fucking game.
Not.
Now I've got to pay taxes. Are you serious?
Mate, you make
I
more than
fucking do enough of that.
If you do it right, you make so much money. But that's all it is.
Jesus.
And it is just basically, it's like a cross.
Sounds stressful.
It's like a cross between your favourite game, The Sims.
Since when is that my favourite game?
Just because you brought it up. No, it's like a cross between that, 7 Days to Die, and all these sort of survival games. Because if you get to winter and you haven't got enough wood and stuff, you fucking freeze to death.
Right, I've just found it on the PS app.
Yeah. Which one?
So it is Medieval Dynasty.
Yeah.
So it is there.
There you go then. Give it a try. It is a good game. But it is quite, especially if you, like I say, if you're working together as like a community as it would be.
Yeah.
It isn't as stressful. It's more stressful when you're on your own and you get to the first like winter and you're on your fucking Jack Jones. That's a bit harder. But when you do it, when you're working together, it's like, okay, you get wood, I'll get stone, you do this, you start the farm, so forth, so forth. It works together.
Run me by that again.
You have to make farms.
No.
Oh.
Run through what you were doing again.
Grabbing stone.
What, you get wood?
I thought you said you go and get the wood and I'll get stoned.
I mean, yeah.
That seems like a shit deal. Where's that come from?
That's a great deal.
Sorry, that's what I thought you sounded like. Hang on, how do you just sit there and get stoned and I've got to go and do all the fucking work? What's all it?
But that's that's the kind of game I used to be into all your Call of Duties and stuff, but you just end up getting stressed out, and I just can't be arsed with it.
I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty.
No, I just
sometimes it's not too
used to
bad.
love Destiny.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. From time to time,
You
it's
still
like,
love Destiny.
Destiny.
You were a proper Destiny
Honestly,
bum boy.
Destiny 1
Yeah.
was one of the greatest things I've
Well,
ever
we played it a
in my
lot.
life. Absolutely
We
loved
played it a lot.
I won't lie. I think my life is about to end because Monster Hunter Wilds comes out on Friday.
I've got a Monster Hunter game, but I've never played it. So would you recommend me getting into that? Monster
I am
Hunter.
a huge Monster
I
Hunter
can't remember
fanboy.
what it is. Monster Hunter World or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the original Monster Hunters were all very much Japan only, and then they did sort of do like releases in Europe, but it never really kicked off. It was a portable game system. Then they released World,
Yeah.
and they
think
didn't
that's the one I've got.
realise. Yeah, it will be World. They didn't realise how big it was going to be. I think they sort of just did a whole let's release one for everybody. That game made more money than every predecessor combined. It blew up massively to the point where when they released the next one, Rise, which was a portable version and wasn't as good, people were like, what the fuck? And went back to World. And then when they announced Wilds, people went back to World again. World has just literally...
Right, so Monster Hunter World, is that like... is it like Destiny in as much as it's an open world that you can just play forever?
Not yet.
Or is it like Red Dead where there's a story and it finishes?
No. So the game works on your hunting monsters. So World kind of revolutionised where in the original...
Sorry, I was going to say something then I probably shouldn't.
No, go on.
No. Go on.
So when the monster moved from section to section, you had to go through like cutscenes, so it wasn't linked. It was arena. World opened up, map. So
Okay.
you go into the ancient forest. So the ancient forest is a whole map. That's where World revolutionised it. It stopped being little sections of the map and became a whole map. Then you'd have a home hub, and then you'd have different areas. So you'd have, I'm just going to brief it down for you. You'd have a swamp area, you'd have woodlands, a desert, a frozen tundra. So you've got your different maps, but you all work out of a central hub. Wild is more open world. It is going to be an open world area. Much bigger, much grander, and it's one of the most anticipated games of the year.
Okay.
So let's put it this way. When they were all trying to make out that Dragon Age was doing really well, because, we don't care about the fact that all you people are moaning about the woke, because we're going to do great. And it did 772,000 people at its highest point. At the same time, the beta for Monster Hunter Wilds was at 4.4 million players.
On a beta.
On
But
a
that's
beta.
stress tested, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and they did another one recently. I haven't seen the numbers for that, but the anticipation for Wilds is far surpassing what Capcom ever thought it was going to be. It's literally like, wow, hang on a minute, what the hell's going on here? It's going to be one of the biggest releases of the year.
Right, well, I'll try the Monster Hunter that I've got then, because I've got it in my library, so it's not like I've got to go and buy it. It's already there. So I'll download that and give it a go.
The rundown
I'll
of
give
how
you
Monster
my
Hunter works is
opinion.
you will be given a monster to hunt.
Okay.
And you and up to 4 people. Yeah, obviously, Monster Hunter.
No, it's not that.
But it's a PvE. So it's 4 players, up to 4 players, hunting 1 boss.
Okay.
So there's no real, it's not like you're fighting minions and then fight a boss. Every single mission is a boss fight.
Okay.
Every mission will take 20 to 30 minutes sort of thing. Obviously, as your gear gets better and you get better, it's like really funny when the first time you fight. So the first thing you'll fight is a Great Jaguarus. That's the first thing you will fight. And the first time you fight, it's going to take like 30 minutes for you to kill. But then, like, when you've been playing for fucking 8 weeks, you come back and kill it in like 3 minutes flat. It's sort of like, oh.
One shot.
That's
One shot kill. Boom.
Frustrating, that,
It's but you have to learn the patterns. You have to learn how they fight.
oh, no, I get it, because what I'm relating it to at the minute is in Destiny, where you had like 6 people raids.
Yeah.
But then by the time me and Cam had sort of got used to it, we were soloing them.
Pretty much.
Rather than going in with 5 people, we're just going in and doing it on our own.
So
it's,
as you go through it, you get like different. The monsters get harder, obviously, and then you get different, like the master tier of it.
that sounds like my relationship. The monsters have just got more difficult to defeat. Fucking hell. That's what I was thinking before that. I didn't want to say, but you kept saying monsters and it kept fucking entering me head, so I had to say it at some point.
Monster Hunter Wilds comes out Friday, so my missus will probably not be very happy with me when it's like,
I think seeing less
where
of
are
you,
you?
she's going to be fucking thrilled, if I'm perfectly honest.
Probably. So yes, a large portion of my life might be lost.
Well, I'll download the other one. Every time you say Wilds, I just keep going to, is it Ghost Recon Wildlands?
Yeah.
What a fucking game that was, by the way.
Oh, I'm a bit let down by that one.
No, you're
You
on
know
about
which
Breakpoint.
game I enjoy?
Breakpoint's the second one that came out.
Oh yeah, that was
The one around the forests. Wildlands was the one that was about
Oh
the
yeah, that
cartel.
was actually good. Yeah, that was decent. I
Fucking
enjoyed
loved
game.
that. I still haven't finished Breakpoint, but Wildlands, I 100%
Oh, I
loved that.
quit. Breakpoint.
Honestly, the Wildlands was so good.
The game I enjoy, The Division.
You know what? I did.
Oh, I
for
found
a
that
few
so
hours.
repetitive.
Yeah, for a few hours I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, but it just got to the point where it was more fun to go and hang out in the PvP zone and just troll people.
The Dark Zone.
That's it, the dark zone. We
The
used to just go
dark
in and troll
zone.
people. We'd be like,
That
You know, it's all
was
like-
a fucking pain in the arse.
yeah, but the amount of people that were dumb as fuck. So you'd stand there doing jumping jacks, and then they come and stand and do jumping jacks with you. And then the next person would come and do jumping jacks, and all my friends just stood there and be like, okay, now. We just gun them all down and take their shit and fuck off. It's like,
The Dark Zone was horrific.
Yeah.
Because of some
So
of the
it
builds
is.
that you could get, some people were borderline impossible to kill.
Yeah.
They couldn't do much damage, but while you were all focusing on them, their mates
yeah,
would just
tank-
walk up
it was a
behind
tank
you
build.
and just wipe
So
you out.
literally, we did the
So
old school
fucking
Holy
irritating.
Trinity.
Yeah.
We had 2 PvPers, damage dealers, 1 tank, 1 healer. So the tank would just stand there doing jumping jacks or do something like dancing. So everyone comes down like, oh yeah, they're all dancing.
Mm.
And then as soon as the 2 fucking damage dealers got involved, killed everyone, and then the healer's just going, yeah, I'm just going to launch a little healing spot, yeah. And it just got to the point where that's all we had fun doing. Because it was just like, we'll just keep farming
Irritating the shit out of people. Yeah, that sounds about right.
But that's what we did because it just got boring. The game, the concept was brilliant, but its longevity really faded quick for me.
Yeah.
But then again, that was Howard Destiny. I played the beta, and it was like, oh, it's really good, isn't it? It was like, yeah, you get it. No, because I know where this
Honestly,
is going.
I absolutely love Destiny.
I knew where it was going.
That had me hooked when I first got into it. Now, I wasn't going to get into it. I can't remember why or who, but somebody conned me into getting it. I think somebody bought it for me. And I'm like, well, I've got it now, so I might as well just play it. And I put it on, and there's these things called strikes, which are like 3-person, you went through. And I noticed that this guy was, well, I say guy, I didn't know that at the time, but this person was on with me for strike after strike after strike. They were with me for about 40 minutes. So I just sent him a message going, do you want to just join a party? Because you've been there for ages. Turns out he's well, we called him Mad Hatter. but he was a guy from Pensacola in Florida.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was online with him for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And then we got a big, like, from him, there was somebody else, there was somebody else,
Yeah.
there was somebody else before you knew
Well,
we
I
got a big
joined
group of
it.
people. Yeah,
I
you did at
played
one
with
point,
you.
didn't you. Yeah, you joined in with us. It was a
Yeah.
good group, though, wasn't it? A good group
Yeah.
of lads that we got. I say lads and girls.
Yeah.
Because obviously Lynn Rowe was in it.
Yeah.
I think there was another Bulba Squirt or something her name was, but yeah, it wasn't a great username she got. She was lovely, but the username needed a bit of work.
Yeah. I often find that though, some of them they do it on purpose.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's to prove they're female. And
what was the one? Gooey feet? No.
Gooey feet.
Gooey feet? No, Gooey Fever was scheme. No, a Danish lad I knew. That was Gooey Fever. But it was something along like Gooey knicker pants, knicker fronts, or something like that. It was something that is basically just so
fucking gross.
Yeah, just blatantly out there.
It's just not great at all.
It's hilarious. I still always like the joke. Are you a girl? And they're like, yes. Mm-hmm. And it's like, are you a girl? And when they finally figured it out, and they're like, what do you mean? Guy in real life.
Wow, yeah, that never heard that before. Never.
Yeah, because like whenever I play games, the third-person games, I always make a female. And when my son turned around to me and said, "Why have you made a girl?" I couldn't give him the answer of if I've got to follow an ass around 24/7, it's going to be female. And I was like, it's because I get agility bonuses, mate. Just like,
I mean, this is a computer ass we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't care. If I'm following an ass around for fucking 24 hours, like wherever, weeks and weeks on end, I'm not following a bloke's ass.
Yeah, I remember on Facebook, right, they had this questionnaire years ago, like when Facebook first started, like 2008, 2009, and there was a questionnaire going around. And my mate Smiley filled one in. And one of the questions, which I don't know why, but I remember it distinctly, it was, have you ever fancied or fell for an anime character? And he had an answer for that question. I've never been more ashamed of anyone in my fucking life. Please don't, Tim. You're looking into space as if you're going to give me like that Sakura off a fucking Street Fighter or something.
Does Velma count?
I don't know. What's Velma? Oh, you're on about Flintstones?
No!
That's Wilma.
That was Wilma.
Scooby-Doo!
I think that counts as a bit of a weird kink, probably, yeah.
But she's got live action versions and she's fucking hot as hell.
Which one are you on about, though?
Just Velma.
Which one?
Velma.
So you're even on about the cartoon one?
Just Velma.
Yeah, that.
Does that count?
If it was just live action Velma, then we could have let you get away with it. But
no, just put it out there.
If it's cartoon character Velma, then that could be a potential issue and padded cell in future.
Sam?
I would say. Have you ever?
Well, I can't fucking hurt myself
character?
in padded cell, and I seem to be doing a pretty good job of that, right?
That depends how you broke your finger. You tell us it was football, but was it viciously
I don't
celebrating?
know, you probably
was
looked
it viciously celebrating the draw when you got back home? Because it could have been anything, couldn't it?
You probably looked at cartoon women and go, oh, I wish she was real.
Like Jessica Rabbit.
No, stop. Why does everyone say... Why? No. What the fuck is wrong
Are you
with people?
beginning to think that maybe you're the weird one?
I'm beginning to think maybe me not having that kink is a bit unusual. I've never fancied a cartoon character in my life. And I genuinely thought it was a bit weird until tonight. I wish
I'm literally looking at all the animations and like trying to figure out another one to throw out there.
Yeah, just to my right, I've got a wall of DVDs that belong to Tin Ribs, and there's fucking thousands of them. So if he was to look through it, this podcast would be about 6 hours long if he looked at all of them.
Like when you're playing computer games now, because the graphics are getting that good now.
Yeah.
I wish I'd not mentioned, because now I feel like I'm weird.
So when you play, so I should say Lara Croft, like one of the newer ones. I mean, she's pretty hot.
The renderings are that good these days, though.
How am I feeling like the odd one out because I don't fancy a computerised character? I can't get my head around this. It's weird. I'm not going to lie to you. Genuinely, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. That shouldn't be a thing, should it?
I think that's what the
That shouldn't be a thing, but I genuinely feel a little bit
uncomfortable. Make you feel
uncomfortable.
more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, I think we should end the
You're
podcast.
just
I'm gonna be
strange.
honest.
Yeah.
I'm strange because I don't want to stick it in a
You know what I
fucking
mean?
computer
He
character.
clearly never watched.
It's not-
He clearly never watched Aladdin. Thought, Jasmine's a bit alright.
No. What is wrong with you? Like, on at least 8 different levels, that's fucking wrong. Honestly, I genuinely feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
This is horrible.
We've achieved something tonight.
I don't want it to end. The sooner it ends, the happier I'm going to be. So I think we should call it a day because I need to go and fucking hide somewhere, I think. I've genuinely learnt a new kink that you two have got tonight, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with it at all. Thank you very much for joining us. I very much doubt anybody has made it to this fucking point in the podcast. Like, at all. I think they turned off at least 20 minutes ago. But if you have made it to the end, well done. And I hope you've got somewhere to throw up. And we shall see you lovely, lovely people next week.